Alright, last NBA video, I wanted to pound everything out that I had on my mind in one set. So, free agencies in 4 days, one of the biggest free agent classes of all time, and it would be amiss if I didn't have something to say about it. So, here it is. The eight major free agents are obviously, it starts with LeBron James in Cleveland right now, and I've thought about it. I think he is going to the Chicago Bulls. I just think in Cleveland things are going south. It's going to be hard to justify staying there if your main focus is winning a title. So I think he's going to jump ship, and I think he's going to go to Chicago, and I understand it. I feel horrible for the people in Cleveland, but I get it. Cleveland had their chance to build a good team around him, and they failed. They gave him one All-Star to play next to him, who was Mo Williams, who is not a legitimate All-Star by any stretch of the imagination. They blew contracts, they blew free agent signings, they blew some draft picks, and they never quite got him what he needed. I get it. He's got to move on, and I think he's going to the Chicago Bulls. Dwayne Wade would be next in line. I think he's going to stay in Miami. I think he's going to stay there. I think he's going to try and recruit players to come play with him, and I think that that's probably for the best. Miami's a pretty good place to play, and they have a decent situation down there. They just got to pick up a quality free agent or two, and they'll be right there. Next up is Chris Bosh. I have him following LeBron to Chicago. And I think with that, the Eastern Conference can kiss it goodbye for a good few years. Because I just think Bosh is waiting to see what LeBron will do, and Bosh will follow LeBron just about anywhere. And with that duo, it's going to be very hard for anybody else to get a word in edgewise, but that's what I'm feeling. I think LeBron and Bosh is a package deal. Um, Next up, we have Amare Stoudemire, currently with the Phoenix Suns. Um, this is tough. I don't know what's going through his mind right now. The Suns just had a great season, but they're getting older. Maybe it's time for him to move on and cash in while he can. I say he's going to Miami. I think he's going to go play with Dwayne Wade. He's going to have somebody who can get him the ball, not as well as Steve Nash, but very solidly so. Um, and I think that's going to be a superb opportunity for him to move to a team that's going up, opposed to the Suns, who may start to be going down. So yeah, I have Amare Stoudemire landing in Miami. Next up, Dirk Nowitzki. I have him staying in Dallas. I don't have much else to say there. I think this is all just a smokescreen. I just don't see the dude leaving Dallas. I have Nowitzki staying with the Mavericks. Next up is Joe Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks, and he's gone. I think you can forget about it. As for where, well, that's a question now, isn't it? That's difficult. Part of me is thinking maybe Chicago scrounges up the cap space to go after him. Maybe there's a sign and trade in there for Luol Deng. That seems far-fetched, but the more I think about it, the more I think maybe Joe Johnson goes to Chicago to play with LeBron and Bosh and Rose and Noah, fit right in, and that would be one hell of a team. I don't know if it's going to happen, though, so, jeez. I think Atlanta would take just about anything for Joe Johnson because they know he's leaving. So what if there was a sign and trade with Orlando for Vince Carter? You know, Something like that. What if somebody like, geez, could Denver work something out for him? What about a team like Utah or geez, this is tough. I don't know who wants Joe Johnson. And if Joe Johnson asks for too much money, nobody should sign him because he is not a max player. So I'm going to take a crazy guess right now. I'm going to say Chicago sign and trades Luol Deng for for Joe Johnson. I feel bold here. I it's tough, but I'm gonna go with that. Chicago for Joe Johnson. I'm feeling crazy today. Carlos Boozer, Utah. You know, gee, this is tough. You know, he's a quality player, but I don't know if you can win a championship with him. He's too small, a little too short, not good enough defensively. It doesn't look like he's going to stay with the Jazz. God, what a crapshoot. You know, I wonder if he's going to get stuck on the Nets or something. I hope that doesn't happen, actually, because I don't want that. I think it's going to be the Knicks. Yeah, let's go with the Knicks. I think they're going to get stuck. I think they were hoping to get LeBron. I think they were hoping to go after Bosh. And if it doesn't happen, and I don't think it'll happen, I think they're going to be stuck going with a guy like Boozer. And that's going to be ugly, but I think that's what they're going to have to do. And finally, David Lee. Oklahoma City. Just a funny feeling I have. I think he'd be perfect there. I think it'd be stupid to pass up that opportunity. And to me, that would be the smart play for them to pick up David Lee for a relatively reasonable contract, get them a legitimate rebounder, somewhat of a legitimate big man. I understand if they don't want to do it, but to me, it's the play to make. And those are the top 8. A couple others. You got Ray Allen, who I think is gone. I say maybe if the Chicago scenario plays out, I think he goes there for cheap to win another ring and just play a backup, and he'll be happy to do it. If that doesn't happen, or he wants to get the big payday, I think somebody like the Clippers will overpay him, and he'll go right over there if he wants to. So I'm going to say he lands with the Clips. Who else is there that's worth mentioning? Shaq. I don't know if he's worth mentioning. I have him going to Dallas. You know, chance for him to finish out his career in a big market. I kind of like that. Geez, what else? Really isn't too much else out there right now. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Those are my free agent thoughts. So, yeah, we'll see how it all plays out in 4 days, and I'm excited.